Hi everyone. So disclaimer for the video, this is not a typical review. I already reviewed this device. So if you want to check that, check the link or I will put in the description. I just want to talk about after so long why I'm even talking about this phone. So if you are following me for some time, I talked about my two favorite phones of 2020. These are those two phones, iPhone 12 and Pixel 4a. But after 6 months, I still can't get over this Pixel 4a. I don't know, maybe I'm still a Nexus fan, which is always going to be above this iOS, One UI, or whatever Android skin you're using. So I switched from Galaxy S20 to Pixel 4a because I was not satisfied with my S20 and that Exynos 990, and this was the only Google phone that was reasonably priced in India. Believe me or not, I was hooked. So it's not a fancy or a flashy phone. It's a bare minimum phone with all the basic features you need in a smartphone. It's not the fastest phone in this price range. It's not a versatile phone in this price range. Not even the best quality in this price range. But one thing this has which separates it from the competition, which is Pixel experience, which is basically stock Android. And I talked about S20 because I switched from Pixel 4a to S21 Ultra and S21 Plus. They are actually very fast and smooth phone, and I was not thinking about switching back from S21 Plus to this Pixel 4a. I actually sold my Pixel 4a a while ago, but I purchased it again, so I'm using it. So I've switched from S21 Plus to Pixel 4a again. The biggest reason I switched to this phone is the form factor. It's a very compact phone. I'm using Android as my secondary device nowadays, so carrying this over S21 Plus is much easier. And it's also giving me almost similar battery life, so I get around 6 to 7 hours from this phone, which was exactly similar to S21 Plus. I know it's not a 120Hz refresh rate phone, but this phone is really fast, and the reason because of the stock Android. So the stock Android in 60Hz is much better than the One UI on a 60Hz phone. I know it's not as premium as S21 series because it has a plastic bag, but it does feel really good in the hand. I don't have to put a case on it because it does not attract any sort of scratches or fingerprint. I don't feel like I'm going to break it because it's plastic, and it's quite light, so it somehow gives me a very good feeling, and the grip is really strong. So this has an OLED display which is decent for this price. It has a stereo speaker which is adequately loud. I don't really care about the IP rating. Yes, it's good to have, but I never cared about it. And I think nowadays phones are decently splash proof, so you don't have to worry about that also. We also get a charger in the box, which is 18 watt. The battery is quite small, so it doesn't take a lot of time to fully charge. I use that charger for my iPad Pro S21 Plus because I didn't purchase that 25 watt charger. I know so far I talked about something that you can get in a cheaper device, but what you cannot get in a cheaper device is a clean, ad-free and a pleasing software experience. I know it's not feature-rich like other skins, and I'm not going to judge you for wanting those features. But it's a really neat phone. I mean, I don't even care about it has a Snapdragon 30G because whenever I pick this phone, I don't care about the performance. I never pick my iPhone 12 over this just because I think iPhone 12 is going to perform a little bit faster. And that just because of the software. With that software, a mediocre camera can do magic. It's a very old sensor, but it still takes one of the best picture I like in the phones. Yes, in video it's not amazing, but it does a decent job, so I can still use it for video, but in images it can still beat a lot of flagship phones. I know a lot of you do not care about the software as much as hardware. So let's suppose if I give you an option between Pixel 4a and Realme X7 Pro, I mean they are similarly priced, so you're definitely going to pick that phone. Like, why not? It has a 120Hz refresh rate, bigger battery, 65 watt charging, and you also get 5G. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that phone. I've used that phone for one day. At first, it's a smooth phone, but after some time, you get some ads, and there's a lot of bloatware which keep popping the notifications. I'm sure you can turn that off, but I don't think that's the best experience you want out of the box. A lot of my subscribers complain that why I don't review these devices. I mean, why not Xiaomi, Realme, Oppo, Vivo? I think the only reason is software. I don't have any problem with their hardware. They're good hardware, but because of the software, I don't like to use those phones. I mean, Xiaomi does not earn a lot of money from the hardware itself, so they need to bake ad in their software. So if that's not enough, they're going to partner with some software companies to add pre-installed app. And in my opinion, they can ruin the experience and can be a privacy threat. See, I don't have any problem with these brands. They have to earn money from somewhere. So if they're not going to earn from hardware, they have to do it in the software. They also need to pay for those Google services, which are free for you, right? I mean, take a hint, whenever a company create a Ubuntu OS phone or Linux phone, those phones are really expensive because they're not earning anything from the software. It's open source software. So if they're talking about your privacy, you need to pay for the premium of that hardware. You can also take an example for the companies like Nokia and Motorola. So if Nokia makes a good built phone, they have to compromise on the specs. So their phones in the price range are not very well spec'd, and people do not buy it for the same reason. But you also get an Android One in that phone, so you don't get any sort of ads. But yes, you do not get that full HD screen in the same price range. In Motorola, if they add more specs, they are going to compromise on the build quality. So you have to compromise on somewhere, but people want the best build quality in the cheaper price. I know it seems a little bit off topic to you, but I really want to talk about that software experience which you get in a phone like Pixel. So you get timely updates, security patches. I know it doesn't make sense to you right now, but it really helps you protect your data from all the breaches. Also, a great hardware does not always mean a great experience. I mean, in Realme, you can still get Android 10, and the update cycle is really bad. And if I talk about the Samsung phones and like F62, which recently launched, you get a One UI 3.0 with Android 11, but you still don't know about the upcoming software updates because you have to wait for months to get the latest software updates. So now back to the phone. I mean, this phone taught me that you do not need a great hardware for a good experience. Maybe this phone is not for you, but it can be a good phone for a lot of people, like our parents. As stupid as it sounds, but this is a retiring phone for me. So when I am bored with technology, I can definitely go back to this phone and live my life. It actually works. So if you're fed up with waiting for new software updates and that annoying ads and pop-up notification, I think this is the phone you should definitely try. And Google, if you're watching this video, I'm promoting your phone without any money and review units. Anyway, that was my experience with Pixel 4a. I think it's the perfect size for me. It's not as small as iPhone 12 mini and not as big as iPhone 12. Thank you for watching this video, and do let me know if you want me to do these kind of experience videos. Subscribe to my channel if you want. My name is Rohit. I'll see you in the next one. Till then.